y'all, Cami here. So, as you may already know, or if you don't and you're new here, hello, welcome. But I want to talk about how I transformed my life in 2023 to having my dream life. And I want to talk about how you can do that too. So, at the beginning of 2023, I was working a job and I was burned out, as many of us are. And I was pretty much burnt to a crisp at that point. But, I needed money to pay my bills. So I needed to just kind of bear through it. But then I was laid off. And with no other income in the household, like my husband wasn't working and now I wasn't working, right? Like that is something that should have been devastating. And then to make matters worse, I had been applying to other jobs that year, but I wasn't getting any bites. Um, so yeah, losing my job should have been devastating. But that was actually the year that my biggest dream came true, which is that I ended up retiring early, right? Like I was able to take something that should have been a setback and turn it into an opportunity to retire early. And I have not worked a job since that time. Now, I want to talk briefly about how that transformation happened, but I don't want to focus on that. What I want to focus on is how you can transform your life for this upcoming year. Because my goal, the entire goal of this channel, is to empower you to live life on your terms. But the steps I took for myself are going to be important for you as well. So I want to briefly talk about them. So, me and my husband, we were able to transform our lives and retire early because we did a few things that led to some, significant decisions. So, one of the things that we did was, and I don't think these are really in any order, but one of the things that we did was we did get into community. Now, this community was mainly with each other, right? So there's that. So my point here is we didn't do this alone. But something else that also helped was that there were other little groups here and there on platforms like Facebook or like even here on YouTube and like some of the comment sections where I could either share some things that I was thinking about at the time or see what other people were doing. And that helped me broaden what I thought was possible for me, which helped lead us to that path um, later that year. Now, another thing that we did was goal setting. And I think this is a really big one. So essentially, we ended up figuring out what we wanted to do because obviously we were in a situation, right? So figuring out what we wanted to do and then prioritizing it and then coming up with steps to go after it and then going after it every day. And now the last thing I want to mention that we did or that we had was we had accountability. Again, yes, it was with each other, but the point is, if one of us felt that the other wasn't doing their due diligence to get towards our goal, we would let the other know. And even with that, we were also able to motivate each other, right? So, like, let's say if I saw him working towards the goal, like, let's say he's, fixing up the house or cleaning something, I would also be motivated to do something. It would remind me of, like, oh, this is what we got to do. And I would also be motivated to do something. Now, because we did those steps, we were able to quickly get rid of a lot of our stuff because getting rid of a lot of your stuff is part of the process. So we were able to quickly get rid of a lot of our stuff, pack up what was left, renovate our home and rent it out, and then move to a whole other country that has lower cost of living. Now, all that to say, in terms of how you can change your life in 1 year, in short, yes, setting goals and going after them is what you're going to need to do. But what really helps, I think, is especially getting in community with other people who are doing the same thing or like doing a similar thing. And I think that's one of the best, if not the quickest ways to transform your life. And it's something I've seen over and over again, right? Like, for example, even in like working out when you're trying to get fit, like there's a reason that people work out in groups or work out in community, and that's because a lot of the times it works, like it is helpful. So, how exactly are you going to get into community, and how exactly is getting in community going to help you reach to your goals? And that's what I want to talk about. So you can do what I did in the past, which is try and piece together community from here and there, like Facebook and Reddit and like the YouTube comment section, stuff like that. But another way that you can get into community, and that I'm hoping you'll join me in, is in my free community for this channel. So I've created a community for this channel now. And as of right now, this is completely free. There are limited spots, but it is completely free. And the entire purpose is to help you take control of your life or to make life happen for you in 90 days. So we're going to be working towards our dream life in 90 days. And like this community, it's not going to be just like tips and inspiration, like what I do here. Like, no, like this is really for you and for us to work towards our goals in this upcoming year. So specifically, this community is going to do a few things for you. Number one, or one thing it's going to do, I should say, is it's going to connect you with like-minded people who are also going after their dream life. All right. The next thing it's going to do for you is it's going to help you stay accountable to your goals and make real progress towards your dream life. And then the last thing I think it's going to do for you is it's going to be a really positive, safe space for you to dream big and start to feel like what you want is possible for you to achieve. Because here's the thing, when we share our dreams for our lives with other people, and I think I talked about this in like my last video, but when we do that, a lot of the time, they don't exactly reciprocate our excitement, right? Which is why a lot of people say, you know, keep your dreams close to your heart, work on things in silence, stuff like that, which it sucks and that can be lonely. And sometimes, even when we try to join other online communities here and there to share our dreams, we can be met with negativity and with questions. But this space that I've created is all about getting you to the life that you want to live, whatever that looks like for you. So, in this space, like, you know, we cheer each other on, we ask each other questions, as in clarifying questions about like ensuring we're getting to where we need to go or we're doing the things we need to do to get to where we need to go. We share things that are holding us back or blocking our way, and others can even help us get unblocked. Like this corner of the internet is specifically for empowering us to get that life that we want. Now, as I mentioned, my intention with this community is not just to help you reach your goals in the new year, but to help you reach your dream life or get much closer to it in 90 days. If you're ready to join this community, you can join by clicking the link in the description or in the comment section. As I mentioned, this community is free for now with limited spots because I want this to feel a bit more intimate. So the community will close after the spots are filled. And once you're in, you know, review the guidelines and introduce yourself and meet the dreamers. And then we'll get started on, you know, the first steps towards the next 90 days. So, you know, I hope we can work together to make this upcoming year different, like a year where we can live life on our terms. And as I mentioned, my entire goal is to inspire you to live life on your terms, whatever that looks like to you. And I just think it's easier when we can do it together. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you got any questions, just let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, you know, like, subscribe, all that if you like the video. And in the meantime, I'll see you in the next one.